Hello, hello, hello. I'm Erica Lynn, better known as Erica Lynn Speaks.
If I can think about it for a second, learn to live life for the better. I had hard times, got a life coach for depression, got a life coach for depression. Now it's all mine, living days full of hard times. Erica Lynn, work on your mind, let's get on your grind. Working on the feelings inside, Erica Lynn got me on the rise.
Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, yeah, yeah. Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, alright. Looking up when I fell on hard times. Hard times, they changed my mind. Got my head up, looking to the sky. Miss Lynn, she changed my life. Looking up when I fell on hard times. With her unique design. Got my head up, looking to the sky.
Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica Lynn speaks, yeah, yeah. Erica Lynn speaks, so the Erica.
Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Erica Lynn, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Y'all know we like to play big or go home. Who do we play big for? We play big for you. Say, I am playing big for myself today. I am not shortchanging me because when I feel better, I do better and I could do more for others, right? But before we get started, I want to make sure that you share this podcast with everybody that you don't. Don't keep going without sharing this podcast. And if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go to Erica Lynn Speaks on YouTube right now. This way you can share with other people a lot easier, right? Because we love to build a team. We love a support system. We love it all. Well, on today's podcast, you guys, first of all, we are in the month of April. So shout out to everybody who has a birthday in April. Happy birthday, April babies. I know I have a niece, Tanisha. She just had her birthday. So happy birthday, Tank. And I just want to say happy birthday to all of everybody who is blessed enough to see another year, to experience another day, to spend time with your family and your loved ones, and to just be free and love on you, right? So every time I do a podcast, it's either about healing, has something to do with pouring into you, loving on you, growing you, doing something. But oftentimes in our life, we deal with what I call brain fog. Can anybody relate to what brain fog is? Well, to me, brain fog is like when your brain is so cluttered because you have so much information in there. You have so much going on. You can't even think. You be talking and then all of a sudden you forget what you was going to say, right? You was like, dang, what was I talking about? And somebody else got to remind you what you were saying before. Or if you a person that you're like, where's my glasses? I can't find my glass. Oh my God, I need my glasses. I can't see. And your glasses is sitting on top of your head or possibly on your face the whole time. That's because you got so much going on in your brain and you need to get rid of it. You need to get rid of some of it so that you can be clear and free. And when you're clear and free, you feel happy and alive again. Well, on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about mastering the brain dump to declutter your mind. See, for the whole month of April, we're going to be talking about decluttering. And I know when people seen the subject heading for April, decluttering, is like, oh, my house ain't junky. Well, how many know there's so many other things that you could declutter besides a junky house, right? Your brain is cluttered. You could be cluttered spiritually. You could be cluttered mentally. You could be cluttered physically. But when you declutter whichever area in your life that you are struggling with, then you begin to be more free, right? You begin to do things that you've never done before, or possibly just remember things that were so challenging for you to remember. And so talking about this on today's show is this topic that I know all too well because I have dealt with a cluttered brain, and mine was brought on by working a full-time job, having children, whether they be adult or or young at the time I started, trying to run a business, trying to learn finances or struggling financial on top of all the other things that was going on in my life. And so my brain was so foggy and so cluttered. I couldn't really focus on one thing. Right. I had to be doing so many things. And then when I'm not doing anything, my brain would just not retain any information. I couldn't remember somebody's favorite color or what's their favorite food or things that ultimately make them happy, because I had so much going on that I just couldn't retain the information. So one of the things that I did was I had to start writing things down. And so that's what we're going to talk about: how to brain dump, to declutter your mind. So, how to use brain dumps to organize your life by writing down on paper. Oh my God, paper is your best friend, you guys. How many know that writing things down on paper can be your best friend? It can save you from yourself. Ain't that right, Deja? um, if you're anything like me, you have a lot of thoughts sometimes, right? So many thoughts that run through my head on a daily basis. It's hard to remember everything. Even simple little things like, what did I have for breakfast, or what was for dinner yesterday? And so, like, I have this meal prep app, right? Not meal prep app, but this meal calorie counting app that I use. And this is a way for like my personal trainer to track my meals. Well, sometimes I get so busy throughout the day that I don't remember everything that I ate, right? And so if I don't document those things, A, my trainer won't know what I ate, and B, I won't even remember what I ate. So that results in me not knowing how many calories that I have for the day. So if I'm overeating or under eating, and if she knows if she needs to change my diet or things can stay the same. And so what I'm saying is, that is a form of brain dumping using a tool. So even if you don't want to write on pencil and paper, then you have the option to use the computer to type. And now, because my son, he taught me about Siri, how you can say to Siri, look, when I say, she's gonna say, when you say, "Hey Siri," and then she's gonna say, "What do you want?" And say, "Well, hey, can you put a note in the note section?" And so you tell Siri to add your note to the note section. So technology makes it a lot easier for us to brain dump more often than before. In other words, the downside to thinking a lot of negative thoughts, right? Because when you have so much going on, you can't retain information, right? But then there's the other side to it. The other side is having negative thoughts, or the lovely tendency for it to stick to your brain. So you may think about one bad thing, then you might overthink it and keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it. So if you think a lot and you have a predisposition to anxiety, depression, or other mental illnesses, those negative thoughts can quickly spiral you into unhealthy thinking patterns, right? So you think something so small and so simple, is that you thinking that it won't have a negative effect on you, and it will. So let's give an example. You say you want to you going to the gym and you working out, right? And then you have one negative thought because perhaps somebody else next to you might have lost more weight, or they might be doing, more exercises than you, and then you see their weight loss, right? And then you think a negative thought like, what was I even thinking about coming to the gym? Dang, they look great and I look nothing like them. Like, you're not even giving yourself the credit of what you are doing, right? But you focused on that one thing, and then that one thing began to pile on top of each other, and another thing piling on top of each other. And what happened is sometimes you implode, as well as which results in like anxiety and depression, as I was saying before. And so when your brain is fully cluttered with stuff, like, you pick one thing, let me focus on it, right? Whether it's good or bad. But in this example, you focusing on the bad thing. You focusing on the fact that you're not as good as the other. Or you thinking that you're not as good as the other person that's working out. That, oh, you're not going to lose as much weight as the other person. And so that again comes from your brain being totally cluttered with so many things. And so that's why we're talking about brain dumps here. In the comments section, have anybody ever brain dumped? And if you know, if you have, just say, yes, I've brain dumped. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about brain dumping. So how can you combat your inability to remember thoughts, things, and remember important things, as well as having a safe place to discard your negative thoughts, right? Like, do anybody here have someone or something in their life that they can use to release all of these things inside of you? And Kim says he has brain dump. How, and what way did you brain dump, Kim? Did you use paper? Did you use the new digital sources that are available? Deja says she has brain dumped as well. Um, and Deja, how and what did you use to help you brain dump? Paper, computer, technology? And because that's a way that I want other people to understand that there's more than one way to brain dump. But again, brain dumping is your safe place, right? To discard all of those negative thoughts. So if you brain dump them on paper, you don't got to worry about what nobody else say. You don't got to worry about what nobody else think. You don't got to worry about what nobody else feel. Who the important person here is you. And so making sure that you're focusing on your mental and your stability, and being able to focus and be stable, you got to declutter. You got to declutter. And again, I'm giving you one example because in the month of April, man, we're going to have some powerful guests on here. And I'm going to give you other examples and ways that you can declutter, meaning spiritually, physically, mentally, decluttering your house. So we're going to get it going on this month in April. But this podcast, it will help you learn what brain dumping and how to utilize it to best help structure your life, right? So nobody else can structure your life for you but you. And so being able to brain dump and release all of these things inside of you, it really will help you to get a better structure to your life, because those are some skills that you're using and you don't even realize that what you're doing, or how powerful it is what you're doing. Deja said that she has used a pencil and paper in her method of brain dumping. Okay, Deja. And once you used your pencil and paper, how did it make you feel? Did you feel free? Did you feel released? How did brain dumping work for you? And Kim, he says that he used music writing as a way of brain dumping. That's very creative, Kim. And so how did the music writing help you? Like, how did you feel, or how do you feel that it did the job or the purpose that it was designed to do? And so while they're writing their answers, we're going to find out what is a brain dump, because I keep talking about brain dumps and I know y'all saying, Erica, what is a brain dump? So I got to at least let you know what the brain dump is, right? So a brain dump is a tool to help you dump all of the thoughts in your brain by putting it on paper to help you store, organize, and process information at a later time. It's a little different from traditional journaling, as the tool typically has minimum structure and no prompts. You can write anything you want to get out of your head. So brain dumping, it doesn't have to have a structure. You don't have to have bullet points or point A to point B. You don't have to have somebody telling you what to brain dump. You just have to write whatever is in your mind down on the paper. Like, you have to take it from here to the piece of paper. Because I mean, literally, seriously, if you sit there and think about all of the things that you are holding within, like, I'm sure it is holding a heavy weight, right? So just imagine that all of that information in your head is worth 25 pounds, for example, and you walking around with 25 pounds worth of information in your head, and you just like, oh my God, like your head probably bobbing and weaving, and you can't can't function and focus because you just have too much going on. And so the goal is to release a lot of that stuff that's in your head so that you can focus and function on your everyday life. What are some things that you can write down, right? You can write down if you had a good day. You can write down how bad your day was. You can write down, okay, these are the 10 steps to accomplishing my best life, right? You don't have to hold that in your head. If you learning a new cake recipe, you don't have to hold the recipe in your head, write it down. If you got a new job and somebody is training you, you don't have to hold all of that information in your brain right away. It's something that you learn gradually. So while somebody's training you, write it down. When you have a good day, write it down. When you have a bad day, write it down. Whatever your thoughts is, like if you gain 5 pounds, write it down. You lost 10 pounds, write it down. Write down whatever it is in your brain. Just get it out. Just dump it. Like just take that 25 pounds and just slam it on the table. But don't break the table, okay? So Kim says that music can be a vessel for thoughts and emotions that may be difficult to express. Oh, that's really good, Kim, because I find a lot of music artists, they have a lot of different emotions going on, as you said, and they don't know any other way to release them. Maybe they may not be a great communicator verbally, but when it comes out through the sound of their music not only touches and bless you, but it helps them as well. It's that outlet that they need to help release some of that stuff. Because I can't imagine just walking around with all these lyrics and things going on. I have to probably drive myself crazy, always trying to write songs and things like that. But I believe that to be true for writers as well. Like always, the ones that's writing books or writing columns and journalists. You got so much information that you've read, especially now on the internet about people and things, and you got a lot going on. Like, how could you like really literally hold all of that information in? Like you have to write it down. You have to brain dump it. You have to declutter it. Anybody else have any brain dumping experiences that you would like to share? Have you tried brain dumping? We're talking about how important it is to brain dump. I'm telling you, have you ever like talked to your mom or your aunt or someone and you go to ask them a question and they was like, I forget what I was gonna tell you, or they call you and go, Erica, and you're like, yes. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's because they got so much, their brain is going 1,000 miles a minute. Man, so they gotta begin to stop and be quiet and isolate the thoughts in their head, right? They gotta isolate the fact that I gotta put the cornbread. Let me push that over here. I can't think about that. That I gotta put the cornbread on. Let me not think about that. I gotta wash the dishes. Let me not think about that. Oh, I gotta season the meat. Let me not think about that. Oh, once you begin to brain dump, because that's what they just did it mentally. Let me not think about this. Let me brain dump. Let me get this out the way. Oh, I remember what I wanted. Erica, can you run to the store and get me some sugar? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to the store. But this is done through the decluttering process, right? Decluttering is so important. I'm telling you guys, I lived a life where my brain was totally cluttered with so much good, bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the positive, the sad. I mean, it had so much going on. My brain didn't know which way it going. It was like it was fighting itself. It was fighting me, heck. But I'm telling you, once I began to release it and let it go, baby, you got a new woman. Now, I might be a little tired because I work a lot. However, but I don't hold as much as I used to. And I'm beginning to calm down and learn how not to put so much on myself. Start one project, finish it before I move on to the next. And so that's another way of clutter, right? You got 7 different projects going on. You got to be at a meeting here. You have to run your business here. You got to help the kids there. You got to help with homework. Not to mention, you're supposed to be at the PTA. Whoo, I'm tired already just talking about all the things that you got to do in your life. But just imagine you having to carry all of that stuff every day. So the best thing for you to do when you have a busy life like that, every day you're gonna have to brain dump. Every day you got to release that stuff out of your head every single day, because you cannot carry on all of those things on a day-to-day basis and expect you not to crack. I'm telling you. I don't want you to crack. I love you too much, right? So that's why we starting this off with decluttering your mind by brain dumping. Okay. Next week we're gonna talk about decluttering your house because I know some of y'all got some junky houses, right? And then that's causing you to be like, I can't think, I don't want to dress up, I don't want to fix my hair, I don't want to do this. Oh, nobody, I can't have company in my house. Oh, I don't feel myself. Well, when your house is cluttered, then your mind is cluttered. So we starting out with one of the tools that you're going to use through this month of April. So the hope is by writing out everything that you're thinking in the brain dump, you can remember things that you likely forgot about by writing it down. How many remember their password? Put your hand down. You know you don't remember. You got to call the kids. Like, what my password is, right? So many people don't remember their password. But guess what? Write it down in a safe place. Some people don't remember their PIN number from their debit card. Write it down in a safe place. There is a lot of important information that you need, but there's no way that you can honestly house it all without forgetting some of it. So find you a safe place to brain dump it, to write it down. When you have a safe place to write out your thoughts and emotions, when you're feeling overloaded, that's important. So this is one of the things that brain dumping provides for you, is that safe place, right? How many have a safe place that you can write your important information on? I mean, write it on the paper and put it in your safe. But I don't want you to wake up one day and be like, I can't remember my combination. I can't remember my password. So you got to write it down. That's brain dumping. You got to put everything in one place so that you can access it. There is online tools that you guys can utilize for people who can't remember all your passwords. How many got 10, 20, 10, 11, 12 passwords? Because everything you do, you need a password. You need a password for work. You need a password for your computer. You need a password for Netflix, from Amazon Prime, for Hulu, for just any and hell, to get into the TV, you need a password. And how can you remember all those passwords, right? Because if you have one password, the same password for everything, when somebody hacks you, oh, that's gonna put more pressure on your brain, right? You're gonna be like, oh my God, now they know my password and they're going to use it for everything. But there's an online tool that you guys can use. It's called LastPass. I don't know if you guys know. It's LASSPASS, LastPass, and it's like a little red emblem that shows up when you Google it. But LastPass is an online lock and key security where you can add all of your login and passwords in one place. And what I like about the security firewall measures that they have in place is somebody's trying to log into your account, they're going to email you, they're going to notify you, hey, somebody's trying to get in. And even if they knew the password, it's not going to let them in until you give permission and say, oh, I give permission for this person to come in. So it is a great online safe. If you are not at your computer and you are somewhere else that you need to access your passwords, you can go into the internet, go into lastpass.com, type in your login and your password, access the login and password to where you're trying to go, the URL, the domain that you're trying to go to, access it, do what you need to do, and then log out of your LastPass and make sure you hit the X, close it out of the browser so that you know that it's completely gone. The person, whoever comes after you on the computer, they cannot access it because it's logged out. You close it. They can't get into your account. It is very secure. So for those of you all who was looking for some type of technology that help house a lot of your passwords because you don't feel comfortable writing them on paper, but you want a place that's secure, that is one recommendation for you. So no, I'm not getting any bonus points or sponsorship from LastPass. I just want to drop some knowledge for those of you all who need a little knowledge, who needed some knowledge today, right? So this is decluttering. It allowed me to go ahead and start using my brain, right? Because when it was cluttered, I could not use my brain to the capacity that I know of the level of things that my brain can produce. And because it was full of so much information, Sometimes it would just come out like, ah. And so once I begin to declutter, now there's no more stuttering. There's no more not knowing what I'm going to say. There's no more trying to figure out who I am or my voice or what I can offer, because I know what I bring to the table, and I know how to deliver what I bring to the table based upon the fact that I released all of the other things in my brain that I didn't need. Because how many know you can have so much stuff in there that you don't need that it weigh you down? I know y'all can't show my hands, but you can give me a thumbs up or whatever to let me know you know what I'm talking about, right? But one of the other things that brain dumping can do is encourage creativity and problem solving by addressing concerns rather than ignore them or forgetting them, right? So when your brain is decluttered, right? And say like we can say like your kids is they're acting out or getting on your nerves, and you got so much going on, you just like, oh, just go to your room or go away, right? And the fact that they're bad or did something that they wasn't supposed to do, that does not go away. But if you got so much going on, you can't even address the problem, because when your mind is clear, you saying, hey, come here, Jimmy. Let's have a conversation. You did this wrong. This is the punishment. You're going to be chastised. Opposed to when your brain is cluttered, you don't have the mental capacity to even deal with the things right in front of you. Let's talk about finances, right? You spent so much money on your credit cards. You overspent on your credit cards. Now it's like, oh man, now my credit score dropped. You're in debt. You want to get a new house or you want to get a car, and you're just not in a position because you messed up. And you just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Now you on the phone. Can you co-sign for me? Can somebody do this for me? Can somebody, I don't know what to do. Why? I need a place to live. I need a car. I got to get back and forth to work. How am I going to get back and forth to work? Well, I'm going to tell you, when you declutter and when you release all of that extra stuff that's going on, then you can begin to problem solve. The true the true way to solve the problem is, hey, get on the ball and let's get the credit paid. Let's pay your debt off, right? But the creative part is, how do you pay the debt off? You get creative then, right? You start selling dinners. You driving Uber. You might be a pizza delivery driver. You like, okay, let me make some t-shirts. Let me start my company. Let me get out here and hustle. Oh, let me do music. Whatever it is that your talented areas are, you get creative and learn how to use them. But when you're fogged like that, man, you're not able to even bring your creativity. You're not able to bring your talent to the forefront, right? Because you begin to like not even deal with it, and you just like, forget about it. Okay, yeah, I can sing, but I don't want to deal with any of the responsibilities or the problems or the happiness or the happies or the sads that come with it. So let me just let it go. But when you free your mind, you know how that song would, I think that was in Vogue, free your mind and the rest will follow, which is true. When you free your mind, your creativity follows. And you begin to think of smarter ways to do something. You know, that's when that saying go, think smart, be smarter, think smarter and not work so hard. However it go, y'all could correct me in the comment section because I ain't got that one today. But again, when you begin to release, clear your mind, then you begin to understand like that, like the painting that you're painting, like how beautiful it is, like what you're trying to depict in that painting, because you can see it so clear. You can see the image and the vision so clear. But if your mind is cluttered, how can you see your vision? How can you see the image? How can you see what God has placed inside of you that he wants you to share with the world? If it's cluttered with so many other things, how can you see it? How can you feel it? How can you believe it? How can you act it? So I'm giving you one tool today that you can use so that you can bring out your your abilities that God has placed inside of you. Because like, you guys are all great. You are wonderful, right? But just imagine you on that next level because you did what you needed to do here today. Hey, I'm not telling y'all something that I ain't experienced myself. Like y'all know me, I'm always authentic and real. I'm gonna tell you what what I did and what I didn't do. And what I did do, what I know for certain, what I did do is when my brain was so foggy and cluttered, I just would rather go in the corner somewhere and hide and not deal with my problems, or go out and maybe have a drink or go and do something, but not face my reality. But once I began to get clear, then that vision begins to get clear. Now we talking about the past and when I did a lot of the things that I did, but yeah, y'all know I have a glass of wine. But once I began to free myself, then this is what you see. You see Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. You see the motivational album. You see me speaking on stage. You see the book that I wrote. You see the program that I created. You see the things that I'm working on now, because I'm always doing something. And how did I get to that point? Is because I released all of the things, that information that I didn't need, to make room for the stuff that I do need. Right? How many know what I'm talking about? How many of you guys need to release the information that you don't need so that you can make room for the things that you do need? I think that's a tweet. Deja, you should put that in the comment section. Hey, Jalen. Jalen's joining us on Facebook. Kim joining us on YouTube. Deja, I don't know what Facebook page she joining us on. When Jalen calls my name, I just always think about from him being a little boy. He'd be like, "Hey, mama." Anyway, so this creative type of spread looks very different from person to person, but the principle is the same, right? The formula is the same, but the way you apply it to each person is different. So whatever you may whatever whatever it looks like for you, it won't look like that for someone else. Whatever the experience is for you is not going to be someone else's experience. And so you can share and enjoy in someone else's experience, absolutely, but can you make your experience theirs? Absolutely not. Can they make theirs yours? Absolutely not. This journey is for you and for you alone, because you have to be the one to stand up for you when nobody else is around to help you, when nobody else is there to think for you, when nobody else is there to make a quick spot on decision. Then you have to put yourself in a position to make those decisions for yourself. And you want to do them with a clear, healthy, wonderful mind. Right? Am I talking about, like, can somebody relate to what I'm saying? I mean, let me know if I'm here adding value, right? Or I'm just on this podcast wasting my time today. Let me know that you guys are getting something out of today's podcast. And I always give you guys opportunities to ask questions. So you have any questions for your girl Erica Lynn, make sure you put them down in the comment section. But why do brain dumps work is the question. Why do they work? Do anybody know why do brain dumps work? And I'll give you guys a second to answer that question. And while you're doing that, Deja says, what did she say? She said, you be speaking the truth, dropping gems. That's what's up. I thought she said dropping game. I don't have no game. Not at all, y'all. I got to get me some. But anyway, the question was, why do brain dumps work? So why does something as simple as putting feelings and thoughts into a written word provide so much benefit? Well, I'm going to tell you, writing down your emotions can also help you to process them better. Yeah, to really think about it, writing down your emotions can help you process them a lot better. There are studies that show that writing down emotions in general can help improve mental processing. So when you sad, write it down. Write down that I'm sad. Write down why you sad. Write down that the dog ran away. Write down, I mean, whatever it is, any good things, any good emotions. Oh, I just got a check today and I feel exuberant. Oh, I was walking down the street and somebody told me I was beautiful and I just felt like the most beautifulest person in the world. Whatever emotion that you're feeling, write it down. Because I'm going to tell you, I write down my emotions and my thoughts. And when I go back and I look at them over the paper and I go, and it make me think back to that moment in time when I actually incurred that feeling or that emotion. And it's like, dang, I want that feeling again. Okay, well, it's written down what I did, how I got that feeling. Oh, let me go duplicate that 10 times so I can experience that feeling, that great feeling 10 more times. Or look at it like this. You had a bad emotion. You wrote down that bad emotion. You wrote what was the cause of that bad emotion. You wrote, oh, I don't want to experience that bad emotion anymore. This is what I did to get that. And then you go back and you either A, don't repeat that same mistake again, or B, don't allow someone else to cause you to have a negative emotion. So you're going to see it a mile away before it comes. So you're like, whoa, get back, devil. So what we got? Jeannie says that you are in my house. Real talk, 100%. I needed to hear this. That's what's up, Auntie. Thank you for joining the podcast. And Will Bradford, which is my brother. I got the whole crew on here tonight. It frees up your stuck energy. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's talk about that for a second. So what Will says is that when your mind is so cluttered that I don't know if you guys believe in vibrations and energy, right? And your aura. But when you are so full of stuff, like you clogged up, I say clogged up with that lint, all that lint that be in the lint trap, and you pull it out and it's a lot, like that's what's caught up in your brain. So like you caught up with all of that fog and that clutter, and then it just makes you freeze, right? It doesn't allow your energy to shine out bright. It doesn't allow your personality to come through. It doesn't allow you to release great vibes, nor does it allow for you to receive great vibes from other things or other people. But when you release it, baby, look, you got room to be happy. You got, oh my God, like you just wake up. Like, have you just woke up in the morning? And when you woke up in the morning, you just yawned and you smiled because you was happy to be alive. You were happy to experience what the day was going to bring. That's because you dealt with whatever you needed to deal with last night or yesterday. You didn't go to bed with all of this stuff on my mind, meaning worry, how I'm going to pay the bills, how am I going to get my car fixed, how am I going to put food in the table. Well, when you begin to declutter, because you wrote it down, I need groceries, I need to pay my bills, I need to get the car paid, fixed, get the car fixed, get the car note paid. Well, you wrote them down. Now you looked at all these things that you wrote down. You say, okay, well, how can I get groceries? I don't have money. Well, there's a thing called 211. Let me dial 211 and see if 211 gonna help me get some groceries. Oh man, okay. How am I going to get the bills paid? Well, now I see that this bill is due. Let me focus on how can I earn the money or save the money to get this bill paid ahead of time, opposed to waiting until it's due. Because if you wrote all the bills down ahead of time and before they do, you knew they were coming, which i.e. translates into you being able to prepare for it instead of it staring you in the face and you having no clue what to do, which as Will said, it freezes up your stuck energy. And so you stuck in this place of depression, sadness, crazy. I don't know what to do. I can't think. I'm cluttered. But I'm telling you, writing it down, it frees you. It frees you. I know it's been freeing me. And so brain dump, you guys. What's the word? Write it in the comments section. Brain dump. I want everybody to make sure that you guys, and if you're not brain dumping, you need to start. So writing things down in the brain dumps put you in a position that makes you more likely to achieve the things that you write down, right? You know the saying, you think it, speak it, so it is. Write it down. That's thinking and speaking and writing it down. And so it is. And so you can bring it into fruition so that you can bring that vision forth, or so you can bring that bill money to pay your bill, bring it forth, right? Because you wrote it down. You told the atmosphere, I need this money. I had to get it out here and write it down. I need this money. Okay, atmosphere, help me come up with the money. And you'll be surprised some of the doors that God opened for you. How many know what I'm talking about? Permitting, at least, they are related to future goals, like your ideas and your aspirations. This is because writing things down make you more likely to take action. How many know that word? Taking action. So you wrote it down. I got to pay the bills. I got to get the daycare paid for. I got to get my car fixed. You wrote it down. You seen it. It's in real time. It's not a guess. This is your reality. And that is going to allow you to take your first step or your second step into taking action, opposed to just thinking like, well, I think this bill is paid, got to be paid. I think this got to be done. I think I need to get my car fixed. I think they want $1,200. I think they want this, because when you leave it up in your brain, you kind of guessing. But when you go to write it down on paper and you say, well, okay, I think the car is $1,200. But let me call the repair shop and find out for sure. Oh, they said it's 15. So now you know accuracy. You know the accurate number. You know what it really is, opposed to guessing. And now you know what you actually have to come up with. And so that is how important it is to brain dump. Next, note taking is a more effective memory and learning aid. That's why people take notes all the time. Like if you ride in a car a lot, keep your little notepad in the car, or like I said, you could use Siri. Say, hey Siri, can you take this note down? Note taking is important, and it really does help with your memory, because you're taking the time to think about and process what you actually need, right? Opposed to, again, like I said, what you think you need. I'm gonna tell you guys, I brain dump all the time. Definitely once a month, right? I know I brain dump more than once a month, but I'm just give you an example of what I consider brain dumping on one aspect. I brain dump my finances. I write down everything that is due. I write down what I think I might spend, like on gas, which is, certain expenses. Whatever is coming to my mind that I think I'm gonna have to spend some money on, I write it down. And being able to get that from out of here to here and putting a total to it, putting an actual number to it, then I'm like, dang, oh, that's an extra 2,000 in what I'm making. Either A, I got to make more money so that I can cover it, or B, do the right thing. The most important thing is cut some things off of my expenses so that now I'm able to pay everything within the financial bracket that I'm in, opposed to always rising to the occasion to pay the higher number. Well, what am I using to add to what I already owe to make it a higher number? So I brain dump again every month so that I can look at my budget and my expenses, and so that I know what to remove. And this, i.e., results in me being decluttered, right? Beforehand, I couldn't tell you how much my monthly bills is. I knew how much money I brought in, every month, right? But I also knew that what I was bringing in was not even covering half of the things that I owe. And so it was when I brain dumped and wrote down what I actually owe, then I was able to come up with a solution to fix my financial woe, right? Because fixing your financial woe doesn't always mean filing bankruptcy. It means that you got to roll up your sleeve, right? Put some elbow grease on, get out there, kick your leg back, and start running, doing or walking, gliding, doing the things that you need to do to fix it. So I did what I needed to do. I started working some extra hours, getting some more clients, selling more books, doing whatever I needed to do to meet my financial need. But I would have never knew in total what my finances were if I didn't brain dump and write them down. Does that make sense to you guys? What did Martha says? How do you say this? Mushanda says she wrote down brain dump. That's right. And Martha says, what is it when you write everything down that I connect? Find the book that I wrote it in. Oh, wait. What it is? Well, okay, wait. I got to read it. Sorry, y'all. What is it when you write everything down? Then she cannot find the book that she wrote it in, and she wrote three side words faces. So listen, Martha, mama, that's the same as when somebody, and maybe you've experienced this. Where's my glasses? I can't find my glass. Where's my glass? Oh my God, I looked everywhere for my glasses. Oh, where's my glasses? And the other person in the room is looking right at you because the glasses are sitting right here on top of your head. That's because you got so much going on, right? You can't even think about where your glasses actually are, because you can actually feel them, but your mind is not even there. So the same with the book. You wrote everything down in the book and you can't find it. First of all, you need to begin to get you some colorful markers, right? Highlighted markers, something that will catch your attention. And write a big label on the front of your notebook, right? Write down, this is my dumping notebook, or these are my notes notebook, whatever you want to title the front and title the first page. You know, when you open the inside of a notebook, right on that inside. And so what happens is oftentimes you buy 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 notebooks, right? And they generally look the same. And so, first of all, you want to make this notebook stand out from amongst the rest of the notebooks that you have. So, that's one thing that you want to do. The second thing is you want to tell yourself every day, when I'm done with this notebook, I'm going to sit it in this place. That may be the only notebook, but that's the one thing that you keep in mind. I'm going to keep this notebook on the shelf. Whenever you get done with it, then you go and you put it right back on the shelf. You write in some more, you go and you put it right back on the shelf. So now what you're doing is you're training your brain that you're going to keep this notebook right here on the shelf. And so whenever you look for it, it's there in your safe place, your place that you designated to keep the notebook in. Okay. She says that will work. That's awesome. I'm glad that will work for you. So Kim says, makes perfect sense. I brain dump side chain effects before I mix audio. Okay. So Kim is a tech guy, audio guy, and he uses his work. He uses his talents, the things that his skills, his everyday skills that he is very great at. He uses those things as a tool to help brain dump and declutter his mind. So that's awesome, Kim. And Martha, I'm glad that you asked that question. Because I'm sure there's so many people thinking about what if I can't find it? Because that is the result of your brain being so cluttered. Like you can't find nothing. Like, I don't know where it is. I can't find my cell phone. Where's my cell phone? And if you wasn't so busy, how many people, this is one example, then I'm gonna go on. How many people had their cell phone in their hand and you about to go somewhere? You put your cell phone in your pocket or you put your cell phone in your purse for the ladies. You go on out the door, you get in the car, you start the car, and you go, oh my God, I left my cell phone in the house. I can't find my cell phone. What am I going to do? Can somebody call my phone? What do y'all think that was? That was your brain being cluttered at its finest. What were you cluttered with? Where you going? What you doing? I got to get out the door on time. I got to make it there. I got to do this. Oh, I got to make sure I stop there. Did I grab what I need out the house before I left? Oh, did I even remember to grab the kids? Did I? All of these things that you were thinking about to get out of the door. And then you get out of the car, you go back in the house, you can't find your cell phone, you use your house phone or you tell somebody else to call your cell phone just to find out that your cell phone is in the car the whole time where you left it, ladies. And if it's the men that I'm talking about, the cell phone is in your pocket, it just slid down a little bit deeper in the corner. But if your brain was not cluttered, you will know and you will remember. I grabbed my cell phone and I put it in his pocket so I can go out the door. I grabbed my cell phone and I put it in my purse so I can go out the door. That's cluttering at its finest. Would you guys agree? Listen, Martha, she put all these laughing faces so you can relate to losing the cell phone. So now, Martha, this says that every day you got a brain dump so that you can find your glasses and find your cell phone. And find your notebook. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And Kim says, my mom used to look for glasses when they were already on. Yes, for real. For real. I know a lot of people. Where's my glasses? Oh my God, I can't find my glasses. How could you see me if your glasses wasn't on? That is so funny. Yes. Man, you guys have been phenomenal. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you put them in the comment section because we got 10 minutes left and I want to make sure that I get to everybody and answer your questions as well. So additionally to writing things down, it helps to organize that information so that you can take the best action. So again, remember when I said writing down, brain dumping my finances, it allowed me to take the best action. But that's the same for you, writing it down. If you have a problem, write it down, and when you see it, it allows you to come up with a solution to fix it. In a way of brain dumping is almost like functional stream of consciousness exercises. So you're like you're using your brain. Use your brain. Don't turn your brain off. Use your brain. So I'm going to recap, then I'm going to close, and I'm going to let you guys get out of here. So the benefits of using a brain dump. So how can we use brain dumps to help you become a more productive person? How many want to know how you can use it to help you become more productive? Because you're probably already doing a lot in life. You already taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband. And if you're a man, you're working, paying the bills, taking care of your family, cutting the grass, doing all of the hard jobs that us women don't want to do. And as a woman, we're doing all the jobs that the men don't want to do. But all in all, you got a lot going on. So how can you be more productive with all of these things that you're going on? Well, okay, you got to release it so that you can prioritize it and put it in order. You got to release it so that you can prioritize and say, okay, this comes first. This is more important than this, opposed to you over here, you got this going on, you got this going on. That's how people have heart attacks and stress and high blood pressure and all those kind of things, because you're just carrying too much on. You got let it go. Listen, I'm 45 years old. I held on to stuff long enough. I'm let it go. Look, either you want me or you don't. I'm just being silly. Okay, so how can you use brain dumps to help you become more productive? Using a brain dumps help you to improve your focus and your productivity level. That is so true. How many know when you call your sister or your best friend and you just release all this is happening to me. I just had an eviction notice on my door. Oh my God, my car broke down. Oh, I don't have any food, and you just so sad, and oh my God. But then when you release it, sometimes God sends somebody else to help you get clear, right? Oh, this is how you work the problem. Do this do this solution, fix it this way, call this person. But you can focus a lot better, and your productivity levels will increase because your mind is clear. Don't let nobody else fog your mind up, okay? Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Put that in the comment section. Protect your peace. Martha says, we need to forgive. We need to forgive and hurt. We need to forgive our hurt, pain towards others. Absolutely. In other words, the things that's hurting you, the pain that's inside of you, you got to forgive people, and you can't put your hurt and your pain on other people. You can't project your hurt and pain and you expect somebody else to be hurt or just as sad as you are because you're going through it. No, you want the next person to be happy. You want them to be full of love, and you want to give love, you want to get love, you want to get that. I mean, you want that laws of reciprocity. You don't want to have to receive somebody else's bad information, and you don't want to give bad information. But when you declutter, you're able to think for yourself, and even if you was going through this morning, you released it, you brain dumped it. And so then when you see Sonia, you say, hey Sonia, I love you, God bless you. And Sonia don't even know what you went through because you did what you needed to do to release it, and you didn't project your own things onto someone else. Now, addition to that, writing down information makes you more likely to remember the information as well as improve your mental recall. Okay, so you writing it down. I always lose my glasses on my face. Write it down 10 times. I always lose my glasses on my face. Why do I always lose my glasses on my face? So now what you did was you programmed it into your mind that I always lose my glasses on my face. So when you lose your glasses and you like, I can't find my glasses. Why do I always lose my glasses on my face? You're going to recall, and you're going to touch your face and you go, oh, there's my glasses. Trust me, Write it down. The things that you forget, Martha, you can add that on too. Why do I always lose my notebook? Why do I always lose my notebook? Or put my notebook on that safe shelf that we picked. Put my notebook, when I'm finished with the notebook, put it back on the safe shelf. Also, brain dumping can help reduce symptoms of stress, anxiety, depression. Since you are not keeping them in, then you are not housing it, right? You're not allowing the problem to grow and fester more than what it is, or more than that experience that you were in. You're able to deal with it and let it go. Depression sometimes come from people being fixated on that one thing. Oh my God, I didn't lose 5 pounds. Oh my God, I didn't lose 5 pounds. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Right. And it adds up and it builds up and it builds up and it leads to depression. But guess what? If you brain dumped it, you let it go. I didn't lose 5 pounds. Well, next week I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna work a little harder. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Right. So that's what you have to do. They put it in the chat section for me. Protect your peace. That's right. I love it. Because nobody else is going to protect your peace but you. Nobody else is going to protect your happy but you. Nobody else is going to protect you but you. So protect your peace. That means if your kids is getting on your nerve and people, you got to go step in the bathroom and close the door for 10 minutes so that you can breathe and woosah, but protect your peace, because other people, they'll be happy while you over in the corner going crazy with the anxiety and the depression and sad because, oh my God, I got a lot going on. What I got to do? So again, the comment is protect your peace. Also, brain dumping is a tangible place to access your extras when you have time and ability. That means you wrote those passwords down. You wrote, remember the book that you're trying to write, right? You woke up in the middle of the night, you brain dumped all those thoughts. And then here you go a month later, you like, I remember writing what I wanted the book to be about. And you go and you get that book and you go, oh my God, that's probably your bestseller, right? So a lot of times I text my thoughts to Asanya, and so that she can carry out some of those things. But at the same time, what she don't realize is that's helping me. That's my accountability, because it's there in the text between she and I can go back and pull that information. And I know when I get to my computer or get to do the assignment that I was called to do, I'm able to go back to the thing that I wrote down, that brain dump that I released at 5 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Sonya, for loving on me and allowing me to text you at 5 in the morning. But I wrote it down at 5 in the morning. I'm able to go back and pull that information later on out in the day so that I can use it to the best ability of me, and it puts me in a place of growth, and in return it allows my whole team to benefit, because when I win, my team win, right? Darlene says, I'm just getting on what you are saying today, sis. Oh, well, thank you, sister. And so now we protected our peace, right? And you put it in a tangible place, right? So that you can access it and have time and ability to do more. Next is brain dumping helps provide perspective and encourages problem solving. How many are good at solving problems? How many suck at solving problems? You can put that in the chat. I suck at solving problems. But let me tell you why that is so important. If you don't have the ability to solve the problem, i.e., means release all of the things that's making you foggy, then the problem that you have is going to grow and it's going to fester into something else, right? It's going to manifest as something greater, right? So, meaning, if we were talking about you couldn't pay the rent, right? So, if you didn't have the ability to problem solve, to figure out how you're going to come up with this money, what resource you're going to use, what nonprofit you're going to call, what church you're going to call, what line 211 you're going to call. If you don't have the ability to problem solve, it is going to result in you being evicted. But when you clear your mind, because something as not being able to pay your rent, that's what's the word? That's horrific for a lot of people. And it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? But when you take a minute and breathe, you remember, you inhale and you exhale, and now you release it and you let it go, then you're able to come up with the solution. Let me call the social service officer. Let me call my sister. Can you give me 400? Can you give me 4? Whatever it is, you're able to solve the problem because you was able to brain dump it and write it on paper. Am I making sense to somebody here today? Now, the last one that I give you, because we're talking about brain dumping and we're talking about the things, the benefits of brain dumping. Because I'm not going to tell you, I told you how to brain dump. I told you the things that if you don't brain dump, what the negative effects of brain dumping. And these are the positives. So the last one is a great to-do list opportunity if you have free time and need to tackle important tasks. So in other words, if you brain dumped everything that you need to do, it could be a whole bunch of stuff. But if you had all of this whole bunch of stuff in your brain, you're like, dang, I gotta go take the kids to school. I gotta go take the dog to to get a bath. I gotta go by the grocery store. I gotta do this. My husband want his clothes out the cleaners. I got a meeting with the on Zoom because everybody got Zoom meetings. I need to be at the church. You got all, and now you like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. You miss appointments, you late to the events that you're supposed to be at. You're not doing what you want to do as best as you can because you got it all housed up in here. But now you took it, you brain dumped it, you wrote it on paper. Okay, let me do this first. This is now you not only did you put it on paper, now you're able to add it to the calendar because I got to go here on this day at this time. You're not overbooking. You're showing up. You're showing up on time. You're showing up on time. You're showing up in your best of your abilities. You're showing up, and people are happy to see you coming. They know that you're going to be there, and you are coming there with your head held high, and you're doing it because you're organized. There's nothing greater than the feeling of being organized. I'm telling y'all, I've been disorganized for a long time, and I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But once I started brain dumping, man, I'm over here making fire. So anyway, Jeannie says, this is so informative. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're able to get something out of it. And Martha says, you are making a lot of sense. Thank you. So again, what did we talk about today? We talked about how important it is to brain dump. Why is it so important to brain dump? The benefits of brain dumping. Next week we're going to be talking about decluttering your house. So today we decluttered your mind, right? And I gave you one for sure tool that you can utilize to declutter your mind. Now next week we're going to show you how decluttering your house is going to also help declutter your mind, because when you're finished with the month of April, and make sure you guys make it through to the end of the series, the end of April is going to blow your mind, the things that you're going to learn, that you're going to walk away with. Y'all know I got some awesome guests coming on. I got Pastor Leon coming on this month, and he's going to be talking about decluttering spiritually. And y'all, I got some powerful guests that I pulled from other states. Oh my God, it's going to be phenomenal. So make sure y'all tune in every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Let me tell y'all, I even stopped doing the podcast for 2 months because why? I was cluttered. I had so much going on, trying to move, trying to do this, trying to pay the bills down, trying to do a lot. But when I released it, here I am. I haven't missed a Wednesday, haven't missed my responsibility, have not dropped a ball with providing the information and the tools that you guys hopefully take and utilize in your lives that makes you the best you. So I'm so excited. I can't wait, you guys, till next week. Make sure you join me next week. But remember, in order to live a productive life, in order to be the best you, in order to give the best results that you can give to you, your family, everyone around you, you got to begin to declutter, release all of the things that you have up here, brain dump them onto a piece of paper, release it so that you could be free and move forward. Don't allow all this extra information to weigh you down. Don't let nobody else stop your happy. Don't let nothing else stop your joy. You control you. You control your destiny. You control what comes from you. And the best way to control what comes from you is get all your thoughts and ideas out, write them down on the paper so that you can look at them, address them, deal with them, cross them out as you fix them, cross them out as you accomplish your goals, whatever it is that you did. But don't allow it to hinder you from moving forward to being the best you that you can be. I love you guys. I thank you all for always joining me every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Erica Lynn Speaks podcast. Man, I just have a blast with you guys, and I thank you guys for participating. Make sure that if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to Erica Lynn Speaks on YouTube right now. If you know somebody who you say, oh, they got a scattered brain, oh my God, their brain is foggy, then make sure you share this podcast with them so that they can use the tools that I provided for them today to help them in the process of becoming the best them that they are going to be. Just like you are going to use these tools and becoming the best you're going to step forward and move with your head held high, and you're going to leave all that extra baggage on the paper and keep it moving, right? So I love you guys. And if you have not went to my website and got your free gift, go to ericalynnspeaks.com, get your free gift. I always forget to put the website like at the bottom so you guys can see it. One day I'll remember. But anyway, and there you go. You guys can go to ericalynnspeaks.com and get your free download today. We got some great things coming out, y'all. My birthday is coming up next month, and if we are looking for sponsors, and so if you know someone who want to sponsor one of the podcasts in May, put your name in the comment section or go in my inbox and we'll get you that information so that you can sponsor the podcast in May. Man, we're going to do big things in May. We just want to show up and show out because God got a plan for us and a vision. And when we pull together as one, man, that plan and that vision that God has for us moves greater than what we can ever imagine. I love you guys. That's my time. I'm Erica Lynn Speaks. And always remember to take one step beyond you. God bless you. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 7. This podcast was brought to you by ericalynnspeaks.com. Sign up for your free consultation today at ericalynnspeaks.com/work with me. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond you.
Beyond you. I say Erica Lynn Speaks.